We are all set to go. MotoGP starts now. This is the final race of the season, and today could be championship day. Hello everybody, welcome to you. We're a few minutes away from the lights going out. Let's fix up our green screen, shall we, and throw it over to TNT.
Let's hear from Joan there. Natalie has been talking to him.
Joan, a really important front row grid position for this race. Your teammate right behind you. With that in mind, what advice, what instruction have your team or Ducati given you for this?
No instruction at all. We have to decide during the race, depending the situation. So I will do my best to catch a sprint podium. It's really the target I want, and if I can fight for the victory, I need to try it.
Have a good race.
Yes.
Well, you heard it there, didn't you? No instruction for this race. If he gets a shot at the victory, he's going for it. Fair play?
Yeah, he's going to have to get a good start. We know Joan is not the best starter, but he's got great rhythm this race rhythm. This weekend. So Joan could be trouble for Pecco Bagnaia. We know his team, Jorge Martin, is going to help his teammate, and for sure, if Jorge is right behind him, the team will give him a signal to let him through. But if Joan gets a good start, it could be real trouble for Pecco.
Marc Marquez, let's just talk about other riders that could feature in this. Obviously, this is his last weekend for Honda, 11 years, and this incredible relationship he's had in the HRC, Repsol HRC team. And he had 6 victories across 7 years at one point. It was that injury in 2020 that stopped him. He's moving to a Ducati next year. Off the third row of the grid, can he factor in today's race?
One person you'd never rule out is Marc Marquez. Even on the Honda, it's the most difficult bike on the grid. From the third row, if he gets a start, this track, because there's no straights and he can really push the front, he can take risks with a cool front tyre, he can make things happen. He'll get stuck in without a doubt.
Are we missing anybody here? Are there any other players? Because when you get to this situation of any season, you look for your allies, don't you? I mean, Jorge Martin, he might need some help.
Yeah, I feel like there is more riders that are going to be Team Pecco, the Ducati boys, you know, the VR46, Valentino Rossi's academy. Pecco is part of that, and those guys, if they get a chance, they will have Pecco, but they're a little bit too far back.
Yeah.
I feel like the KTMs could be trouble, because we got Brad Binder and Jack Miller, both very strong here on that track. Brad Binder nearly won the race here last year. The KTM has made huge progress this year. You know, we know they're very good off the line as well. And we know these two lads, they always take a risk, and they like a risk. So with those conditions, I think those two could be trouble.
Jack Miller and Brad Binder, they want a result around here, and we can find out what Jack is thinking now.
Jack, you were just knocked off the front row in qualifying earlier today, but we feel this is a good layout for the KTM. Is that how it's felt this weekend?
Yeah, it's a track, well, it worked well for Brad here last year, and it's a track I really enjoyed being at. Left-hander. Not massive straights, so we're able to work with the bike a little bit more, and no, I'm looking forward to this sprint race. You know, it's one of those ones where I don't really think we have to worry all that much about tyre. We just give it hell to the end and see how we go.
Have a good one.
Cheers, thank you.
Alex Marquez is going from the front row of the grid, third row of the grid, Michael, not the front row, but he has been on the front row plenty of times and has got a good race pace around here.
Yeah, Alex Marquez has really come to the fore. He had the rib injury back in Phillip Island, then he's took the victory in Malaysia, confident, fast. It's going to be hard for him to get through from the third row of the grid, but he's got good speed, so a good start, and then he's a danger man once more, and an ally somewhat being Spanish for Jorge Martin.
Yeah, so how do you see this race going then?
I think it's going to be about the run to turn one. The Ducatis are always strong, so I think Pecco should start well. The attack from KTM off the grid. Jorge Martin has to make the start. He has to make those aggressive passes. He has to take the chances. He's got to put Pecco behind him and put the pressure on.
Well, the sun is shining here in Valencia. There is a cool breeze, though, around this track. Jorge Martin desperately needs to get this victory. We'll take a breather for a couple of minutes, and we'll come back and we'll see all the action.
Yeah, well, they'll go for a break. We will stay here and run through with you the way the grid looks. It is Maverick Vinales on pole position. Pecco Bagnaia starts in second. And Johan Zarco lines up third on the grid. Fourth for Jack Miller. Brad Binder's in fifth. Jorge Martin is sixth. Marco Bezzecchi is seventh. Alex Marquez takes eighth position. Ninth on the grid. That goes down as well with Marc Marquez. Raul Fernandez starts 10th. Fabio Di Giannantonio, winner last time out in Qatar. He lines up in P11. Aleix Espargaro's 12th. Augusto Fernandez 13th. Enea Bastianini goes into 14th position now as well. What is going on with our green screen? We just fixed it. This is that second. Sometimes it goes a bit wrong. Enea Bastianini 14th. Fabio Quartararo 15th. Takiki Nakagami is 16th. Luca Marini is 17th. Paulo Espargaro 18th. Franco Morbidelli 19th. Alex Rins 20th. And Lorenzo Salvadori finishes in 21st position. Hello everyone, sorry I have to put my hand up to the camera. Green screen behind us with not ideal lighting doesn't always mean the best situations, and I'm just finding out where I can put my hands without going completely armless. So, it all comes down to this. Thank you very much for joining us wherever you are around the world. This is going to be the watch-along coverage of the Tissot Sprint. We'll have more timings available to you, like the page you just saw with me alongside, and the blog alongside as well by Robert Jones. This, however, is what we are waiting for. This is my stats sheet. Don't know how much because I've highlighted it in yellow, so the green screen thinks it's green. But my stats, 14th pole for Maverick Vinales in his career. But so far this year, the championship, 21 points for Pecco Bagnaia. All he needs to do today is score more than 4 points and he is world champion. To start in second position with Jorge Martin down in 6th, it gives him that as things stand. We'll update you throughout the broadcast on how it's all looking, because we are ready. And this is going to be, I think, one of the best sprints we're going to see. It's going to be crucial in terms of the championship. It's going to be vitally important as well that you do keep watching. Now we're just waiting for everything to get going. So as things stand, if it was to end now, Bagnaia 437 with Martin 416. It's, as I said, it's a 21-point gap. We won't know until the lights go out what the difference is between them. But considering that the world feed's going to start in a few moments' time, I am slightly concerned that TNT are still on an ad break, according to my monitor up here in the commentary box. And I haven't got the YouTube chat, unfortunately, at the moment. I'm going to try and open that so it's open at the same time on my phone, because I wish you could see the setup. I've got a laptop with all the same graphics on that we have in the main commentary box. This is a USB headset, and I've got a bus mixer, which you might think the headset will be connected to, but it's actually taking in the track noise so that you can hear the noise and the radio from Gavin Emmett and Michael Laverty and Susie Payne and all that lot as well, Neil Hodgson. So it's limiting, but it's still looking good. The green screen behind me protecting the workers. We're currently in a front room, so you get a green screen with the garage. All looks pretty much similar. So hopefully everyone's all set to go and ready. I've got the chat room up now loading, so we can flip back and forth from that. But finally, TNT Sports are ready to go, so we'll hand back to them until it's time for the music and all the usual introductions as well. But this is a crucial stage in the World Championship. 13 laps that could decide the championship. Send back over to Susie.
Hello and welcome back to our final race weekend of the season here in Valencia. Francesco Bagnaia can win the World Championship today. He has the match point. He goes from the front row. But this is MotoGP, and he's had so many twists and turns this season. Can Jorge Martin come up with the magic to take it through to tomorrow? Let's find out with Neil Hodgson and Gavin Emmett.
The tensions are rising. The stakes have never been higher. Match point in the World Championship. It's 30-15 at the moment after the opening sessions. Bagnaia starts second, but it's Maverick who's taken top gun position. comes down to this then. It's the Tissot Sprint for MotoGP in 2023. We've had 19 of them. Have they been a success? Many say yes, a few say no. Some people still threatening over whether or not a championship could ever be decided in a sprint race. We're about to see, is the MotoGP World Championship really about to be decided on Saturday? Time to find out. Vinales on pole position though from Bagnaia and Zarco, Miller, Binder, Martin, Bezzecchi, Alex Marquez, Marc Marquez, Ralph Fernandez, Di Gianantonio, Aleix Spargaro, Augusto Fernandez, Anea Bassini, Fabio Quartararo, Takiki Nakagami, Luca Marini, Paul Espargaro, Franco Morbidelli, Alex Rins and Lorenzo Salvadori is how they stand. The warm-up lap begins here around the Valencia circuit. Ricardo Tormo, Jorge Martin Aspa is the first corner, third gear, 135 kilometers an hour part of the circuit. They launch off into the distance and we all wait to see exactly what we're going to have. Pecco Bagnaia could be world champion at the end of today. All he needs to do is get more than 4 points and he is the champion. Sounds simple, but in MotoGP, anything but, because if you make just one small mistake, one small error, it could cost you a fortune. Now, at the moment as well, we have 13 laps ahead of us here in the sprint race. Not forgetting, of course, we have a total of 26 tomorrow. Bagnaia on 437 points, Martin 416. We'll update you throughout the race as well exactly how many points they are in the gap. Remember, if it's more than 25, he's the champion. Bagnaia's won more races this year than Martin, so the countback won't affect him. So he just needs to get to that 25. It's not going to be that lot. Gino Borso as well, his heart rate at 86 beats per minute. Davide Tardozzi, we saw a few moments ago, his heart rate was at 110. It is starting to get to some people as well. Martin is second in the run around as they go to the grid. Pecco Bagnaia is directly behind him, so in front of him. He is leading the field through as well. Then comes Miller, because of course you can go out of position on the warm-up lap. They're not regimented into their positions like they are in Formula 1. Pecco versus Martin, match point Pecco. It is 30-15 at the moment after qualifying. Some argue it is 40-30. And of course in the 75th year, he'll be crowned our champion if he can just wait to get going. Here we go. All quiet now on the grid. Tensions are rising. Atmosphere is building. 13 laps for the 20th MotoGP Tissot Sprint. 4 points needed in the championship. Advantage is getting ready. The last sprint of 2023 is under starters' orders. All 5 lights are on, and it's pull the throttle back, and away we go. It's a good start for Pecco Bagnaia on the inside line with that Ducati whole shot device. He'll get the running towards turn number 1 into the braking zone, and it is a good start, and it is a great launch as Bagnaia leads. The gap now 27 points in the title. Martin, though, makes up into 3rd position. Great start from him. He's dropped by Zarco. Alex Marquez dropping down the order as well, and Bagnaia has lost the lead of the race. Maverick Vinales dies on the inside at turn 3. Now the first time they'll turn right at turn 4. Vinales leads. Bagnaia second. Martin in 3rd position. The gap now 23 points. As it stands, it will go down towards tomorrow. Vinales leads this race. Bagnaia in 2nd. Then it's Martin. Then it's Binder. Then it's Marc Marquez, who's made a storming start from 11th on the grid. He's up to 5th. Alex Marquez, though, unfortunately has dropped back down the field. We knew that might be a possibility, and it was a possibility. So, and Bagnaia, it's still in 2nd position. This is not good news for the title hunt. This is not what he wanted. But this is great news for Jorge Martin, who is now right up there. He's in 2nd, he's in 3rd position, catching up on Pecco Bagnaia as they come through into the back half of the section. Through 9, 10, into 11, and Martin's on the inside! Martin takes him, and he gets chopped back from Bagnaia. And here comes Brad Binder. Binder takes 2nd, and Marc Marquez getting involved. And Martin is ahead! Martin is ahead of Bagnaia. Davide Tardozzi's heart rate is at 127. Gino Barisso is at 110. Martin versus Bagnaia in the championship, and so far it's all guns blazing for Jorge Martin. What a start at an opening lap. So Binder takes second. Marc Marquez now to third position. He's going to try for second down to turn 1. Martin is ahead of Bagnaia. The gap currently 20 points in the championship, so it's advantage definitely going the way at the moment. Let's open up the timing camera and get all that sorted, because you can see they're on a hard front, medium rear tyre compound, so they are changing. Quartararo making a couple of moves up there on the inside line as well. Somebody was dropping down the timing sheets, didn't see who that was. Marc Marquez up 6 places. Martin dives on the inside line though, down in turn 4. That's a risky manoeuvre on Marc Marquez, and Martin takes third position. The man who's won 9 sprint races out of the 22 we've had this year. He is on attack. Martin up into third position. Marc Marquez down into about 4th position now. Bad start from Bagnaia. Great start from Jorge Martin. Great start from Binder. And at the front, the gap is already 7/10 of a second between Vinales and Binder. Oh, punch the air. This is tremendous racing and tremendous action in the Tissot sprint, and they're all going to go through it. It was Augusto Fernandez and Luca Marini who were dropping down the timing page as well. I desperately need to get the timing screens up on my screen as well. Vinales by 8/10 of a second to Binder, and Marc Marquez has now been passed by Martin, as we know, but Martin is right on the back. He's closing in again. Slowly, he's learning exactly what he needs to do. Bagnaia is now under attack from Fabio Quartararo, of all people. Quartararo's really on the attack mode to try and come through in the back half of this one. Oh, this is tremendous racing. If you've ever loved MotoGP, you'll love it now. They get 19 points across the line, so 1:29.881 from Brad Binder. He's got the fastest lap of the race so far. Martin third. Marc Marquez in 4th position as well, as you can just hear my voice over the bikes as they lunge down into Jorge Martin Aspar at turn 1, into turn 2, and Mick in first gear, 80 kilometers an hour as well. Of course, you're going, oh, and Martin's gone wide. Martin's gone wide in turn 3. Marc Marquez is going to try and come back on the inside of him. He had a little attack, he couldn't fight through, so Martin doesn't lose a position. Marc Marquez though, he's holding it now. We're riding on the back of Martin. We're looking to Marc Marquez now, riding on board with Marc Marquez, looking forward as well as they take through on the inside. And it's a nice run around, a smooth, cool, calm collection view as Maverick Vinales is 5/10 of a second up at the moment as they break into the last corner, turn 14, Adrian Campos. Correction, we're down actually in turn 8 and 9. They all look the same at this track, it's like a copycat. On board now with Fabio Quartararo, he's running in 6th position. Pecco Bagnaia runs in 5th position. And they are still going to do battle. So Bagnaia's actually dropping. Zarco has already got a track limits warning. Okay, so Zarco already been penalised by the stewards for using a track limit. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. If he does it once more, he'll get a penalty. Down now out of the last corner, on board with Fabio Quartararo. Losing it down into turn 1 at Jorge Martin Aspar. It's a 3rd gear. 135 down from 330, and that's Luca Marini diving. That's Michael Bezzecchi, sorry. Bezzecchi diving through on the inside line of Quartararo down at 1. Quartararo comes back on the inside line. He's going to try and trail break it in. Not going to work. Marco Bezzecchi takes a lovely position on the inside. Very nicely done from Marco. He's up to 6th position. Quartararo can't fight back. Oh, yes, he can! Lunges up the inside of turn 4 with a great manoeuvre. That Yamaha can keep temperature in his tyres very, very nicely. That is a beautiful manoeuvre and a half from Fabio Quartararo. The French kiss definitely going to be out tonight for him. That was fantastic. Dive bomb at the inside. You don't forget, as I was saying, it turns 13, 14, 1, 2 and 3. That's 5 corners. You're going left and constantly left. Then it's turn 4, the first time you turn right in so long. The tyre temperature loses so much, you lose it down, and 9 times out of 10 you can lose the front. So it's incredibly difficult to keep it going, and it's very impressive. So at the moment, with Bagnaia 5th and Martin 3rd, the gap is 19 points in the standings. Bagnaia on 4-4-2, Martin 19 back, so the championship can't be won today, which means it's going to go down to Valencia unless Martin crashes out, and then Bagnaia will have enough points to get over. Just remember, he just needs 4, and he points down to 12th in this one. He's in P5, so he's got enough at the moment. Binder 1:29.880, Marc Marquez a 1:29.809. So Marc Marquez has the fastest lap at the moment as they come in towards turns 1 and 2 and into 3 and 4. So that Yamaha is doing good actually for Quartararo, but the Repsol Honda for Marc Marquez is having some serious speed. Very nicely done as they turn in on the brakes again through turn 4, and Vinales has actually now lost a lot of his pace. You can see on the timing screen he's 0.298 back. The fans waving their caps around as well in the grandstand areas on the circuit, and there goes Fabio. Oh, Quartararo on the inside line of Bagnaia, and he's jumped it. Quartararo is out. And turn 6 at Anglo Nito, and Quartararo has put it on the deck. He is out of the Tissot sprint. He went for me on the inside of Bagnaia, a left-hander, and the front of the bike just dipped away. He was so lucky not to take Pecco Bagnaia out of the race, and Fabio Quartararo down and out. And that is a bitter disappointment. Just turns in, gets the front, loses it, and he almost took out Bagnaia. Yellow flag is out there in the second sector for that, so they'll do a little bit of maintenance. Brad Binder, who's won a couple of sprint races this year, is right up alongside Maverick Vinales. Then it's Martin, then it's Marc Marquez. Yeah, Marc Marquez, who hasn't won a race since last season, hasn't even won a Tissot sprint. Binder's on the inside line on Vinales into turn 1. He lifts out of it, doesn't want to have a run on the inside line. So again, Vinales under pressure now into turn 2 at Mick Doohan. Binder's all over the back of him. This is amazing from the South African. He is really attacking hard on the Spaniard of Maverick Vinales, and he's going for it on the inside line at turn 4. Inside line on the right, he keeps it down. Does he get the exit? Yes, he does. Can he secure it? No. Vinales back on the inside line, down in turn 5, up to Anglo Nito at turn 6. Vinales leads the way, and here comes Martin. Martin thinking a little cheeky move on the inside line of Binder and Anglo Nito. Hasn't worked out. Coming through a fiction at turn 7, through a long sweeper past one of the biggest grandstands in the world. It goes from turn 6 all the way to turn 14, and thousands upon thousands of fans pack their way into the circuit every single week for racing here at Valencia. This is great. Windsor's got a track limits warning, as again Binder just a little bit wide coming into turn 10 and 11. That's going to shape it up as we come down towards Campuri Heroes as well. Is Binder going to think about a move on the inside line? So we've got the top 4 fighting together in this one, which is fantastic, but it's just chaos upon chaos. Vinales took his 14th pole position in MotoGP. He'll be on pole tomorrow. This is a good advantage to see how he goes for tomorrow. He's got a hard front, medium rear, so Vinales definitely testing if this tyre would be the better one to go for tomorrow in the main Grand Prix, and just sort of sacrifice it going forward. As again, Binder thinks about a move on the inside line down to turn 1. Vinales, though, had the later braking power. As they just turned, Alesia's up. Alessia Spargro has passed Franco Morbidelli for 14th place. As you can see, it's all kicking off at the front. Binder and Vinales scrapping for the race lead. That's from Robert Jones. On the messaging system, Binder's on the inside of 4. Binder takes him. Binder takes the lead at turn 4, away from Maverick Vinales. Vinales can't fight back, and here comes Martin. Here comes Marquez into Anglo Nito. Vinales defends the inside line. Marquez sends it up the inside of Jorge Martin, and they nearly touch. Marquez now on the outside line. Martin scrapping away to hold on for 3rd position, but it's Brad Binder on the KTM who has the lead of the race. Maverick Vinales is 2nd, Martin 3rd, Marc Marquez in 4th, and they are going to rue hard now in this one as they come through. So the gap there, we've got a 4-way fight, and 1.1 seconds back is our championship leader, Pecco Bagnaia. Medium front, medium rear tyre, nothing at the moment is helping him out, which is a disappointment. It's not being as energetic as I thought it might, it's not being as close as I thought it might be. So it looks like the championship will be decided tomorrow when me and Megan are on dual lead commentary roles. Basically we're going to be swapping to and fro in the commentary box for that one. So that's going to be a lot of fun. As Anea Bastianini in 18th position now, he moves up ahead of Alex Rins. Martin's got a run on Vinales down to turn 1. He pulls to the inside line, late on the brakes, does the Dr. Dangle, nearly doesn't get his foot back on the peg. Marquez trying to come back through as well on the inside line, hasn't worked out. Martin takes 2nd position, but the rear of the bike is twitching like crazy. Please, Jorge, please just get it together as Marquez has an attack on Vinales. The 2 Spaniards are battling together. It's Maverick versus the Lunatic, and Mark's thinking about a move on the inside. It's not going to work that that time around. Brilliant racing here in Valencia. And now Martin is right behind Brad Binder, who's got the second most amount of sprint race victories in his career as well. Alongside Martin's one of the more. Maverick Vinales under attack. Marc Marquez goes underneath him, and Anglo Nito in turn 6 and leaves the door open. Maverick tries to come back. It hasn't worked out. Marc Marquez moves up into 3rd position. Maverick Vinales is down to 4th. And now Jorge Martin is right alongside Brad Binder for the lead as they come up towards turn 9 and 10. He's going to try and go around the outside. He's going to go on the inside line. Binder goes wide. He lets him through. Binder makes a huge error. And is that quite controversial? Jorge Martin is the leader here in the Valencian sprint race. And it was Brad Binder who let him through. It was not a go wide movement as well. Literally, Brad let him through. Well, friends helping friends, I take it, but that is Martin, now the leader, and that is KTM saying, we'll help you. So Martin leads with 5 laps to go of the Tissot sprint here in Valencia, and he will take the gap down to 14 points. You can't write this. MotoGP is fantastic. Look at Davide Tardozzi's heart rate, 117 beats per minute. Gino Burisso is at 114 beats per minute. Well, they certainly are going to be getting higher and higher and higher. Augusto Fernandez passes Raul Fernandez for 10th position as well. So it looks unlikely that we will have a championship crown today, but if Jorge Martin somehow in the next 5 laps crashes out of this race, then it will go the way of Bagnaia. And just looking at it as well, Bagnaia's going in now. He's only 2 seconds behind Martin. He's pulled in now. He's now half a tenth behind Maverick Vinales. If you take a look, actually, the top 7 separated by 2.4 seconds. They are very close together as Marco Bezzecchi tries to have a look at Fabio Di Giannantonio. Digi holding off. Pecco in 5th position, though, is looking mighty. This is brilliant. Absolutely tremendous racing. I've never seen anything like it. 5 laps to go here in the MotoGP sprint race. Just keeps it together, keeps on the attack, and there's going to be a little bit of a lunge on the inside line. Are we going to have it? Because this is Bagnaia, and that's Martin. I'm trying to have a look. Is that Martin been passed? Now it's Digi. Now the helicopter camera's rubbish. It's Digi who's now under pressure and is attacking that of Pecco Bagnaia. So it's the other 2 in the championship protagonists leading the way at the front. 4 laps to go then. Jorge Martin leads, 14 points in the gap of the championship, and Brad Binder just sliding everywhere. Whether or not he's defending from Marc Marquez or not, I'm not sure, but Marc is going to get a podium, only another podium this year. Hasn't had that many actually, thinking back to it, so it's a good comeback story for them in this field. This is just pandemonium, absolutely spectacular. The fans are loving this, and Digi's going to have an attack. Digi, is he going to have an attack on Bagnaia? Surely Ducati are going to say, okay, Digi, you've got your win in Qatar, you defied team orders there. Just hold it back now. Let Pecco get as many points as possible going into tomorrow. It's going to be better out of it, isn't it? Gigi Dall'Igna is watching, Davide Tardozzi watching on, Gigi Dall'Igna watching on, the whole of the Ducati hierarchy are just watching, hoping and praying that there's not another mistake out there. They've all just got to take it through. As an advertisement for Lexus just driven by the commentary box window. I don't usually have a window in the commentary box anymore, so it's quite nice to see one coming through. It's creating all sorts of havoc there with the green screen. Is Digi going to have a look on the inside line, coming into the last corner of Adrian Campos? He's trail breaking out of it. He's not going to make it. Radio.
Just hearing from the Pramac garage.
Any more? We show him the gap, right? That's what Martin says to Binder.
Yeah, I think they're just discussing what they put on Jorge Martin's pit board, Neil.
Yeah, at this point, you only want to be focusing on not what Francesco Bagnaia is doing. It's just this race is important, and he needs to get plus 0.4 on his pit board. Give him the facts. As an experienced rider like Jorge Martin, he can deal with that. And if you can see that come up, if that gap grows, it gives you confidence. With 2.5 laps to go, you then know you've just got to be precise.
I thought so. Thank you very much to Neil and Gavin. So at the moment the gap is 0.3, but Binder's just at the fastest first sector at 20.144, so he's gaining on that 10th. It's staying now 0.308, the gap between them at the moment as they come into the braking zone for turn number 8, sweeping it in. 9, 10, 11 follows in as well, just looping back around. An amazing sense of, not entitlement, it's hard to tell, it's an amazing sense of irony that we've got Bagnaia struggling so hard after what seemed to be a resurgence during qualifying earlier on. He got through to Q2, he put it second on the grid, and now he's just really struggling out there. They're all actually having quite a lot of problems. It's not problematic, it's just difficult. So, they're holding it together, as now we see Digi pushing it. Digi's being held up. Bagnaia's just no good in these sprint races. Arguably, you could say it's because he's on a medium front, medium rear complexion, whereas Digi's on hard front and soft rears. So they've got polar opposite tyres on between them. Digi's faster at the corners because he's got more speed, he's got better speed. And H. Spargo has passed Luca Marini, by the way, for 13 to 14. It's now during the break that Marini is leaving VR46. Rumoured to go to the LCR Honda team and join the Repsol to replace Marc Marquez. We're waiting on news for that, whether or not it'll be on the bike on Tuesday or not sure. And you can join us for the MotoGP post-season test. We'll cover all of it live here on JB Motorsports, and that'll be with you on Tuesday, 8:45 AM GMT. So, into the braking zone. Bagnaia again has got his shadow, Di Giannantonio, who's already got a track limits warning, by the way, alongside him. In fact, quite a few riders out there have got track limits warning. I'm surprised they haven't been given long laps. So 4:42 for Bagnaia. Martin is 14 points back with victory number 9 here in the Tissot Sprint. Martin is going to be on absolute cloud 9 going into tomorrow. He'll have to start higher up the grid, of course. Lower down, he starts 6th for the grid. Bagnaia starts 2nd for both, so he's just got the better advantage between them at the moment. As they come through, is Digi going to have a little attack? Not too sure. He is! Digi's going for it! Digi's going for it! Oh, he backs out of it. I thought he might just have a go at Bagnaia then. It's the last lap of the Tissot Sprint race of 2023. Whether you've liked this format or not, you can't deny it hasn't given us entertainment. It has been tremendous. And now we've got this fight where it's just 2 tenths at the moment between them. So Martin 0.259, Binder second. So they are closing down once again, holding the tenths between them. We're in for a jolly good time. This is amazing. What a fight. It will go down to the last day. It will go down to a direct clash with the Formula 1 Grand Prix as well. Isn't it just always the way? But there's no doubt who the king of sprints have been. Jorge Martin has outshone the field this year. He is our Tissot Sprint champion, but he will not be crowned world champion. He'll have to do that tomorrow. The underdog will fight back against the factory master. Bagnaia will be on 4-2. 14 back will be Martin. And it will go down once again. Binder's giving it his all, but there's nothing they can do. Out of turn 12 at Campo Heros. Into turn 14 at Adrian Campos, and that's it, a drag race to the line. I don't think Binder would be that cruel. Jorge Martin does exactly what he needs to do. A 6th to 1st and wins the sprint. Martin ensures that this World Championship will go down to the very last day. Bagnaia falls at the hairpin. It is juice in the World Championship. Winner takes all tomorrow. And Martin's running to the gravel at turn 1 as well. An absolutely superb sprint race. Bagnaia, 442 points. Martin, 428. There is a 14-point gap as we go into the next run around tomorrow. Well, an absolutely fantastic sprint race there as well. Let's confirm the results to you here as they stand. It is victory for Jorge Martin with Brad Binder in 2nd position. Marc Marquez finishes in 3rd with Maverick Vinales 4th. Pecco Bagnaia takes 5th as well with Di Giannantonio finishing in 6th position. Marco Bezzecchi is 7th with Alex Marquez 8th. Johan Zarco is 9th. Augusto Fernandez rounds out the top 10. Raul Fernandez is 11th from Jack Miller in 12th, Aleix Espargaro 13th, Luca Marini 14th, Franco Morbidelli is 15th, Polo Espargaro 16th, Anea Bashini is 17th, Takaki Nakagami 18th, Alex Rins 19th, Lorenzo Salvadori 20th, and Fabio Quartararo are only retirement in 20th. Well, my thanks to you all for watching. We will be back tomorrow for all of the action. We'll have warm-up, Moto3 and Moto2 live, and of course, the Premier Class. Myself and Megan will be dual leading the commentary as we get ready to crown a world champion. It's down to the last day then. It is winner takes all. Bagnaia 14 points ahead of Jorge Martin. It'll all be decided tomorrow. Join us live for the Valencia Grand Prix. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.